And so now it's crazy that Shaq he says he wants to be called Thanos. Now I'm gonna tell you how this is crazy. My favorite movie is
Iron Man?
No, Avengers. And my favorite character is Thanos. Now I've said this, I've been on public for saying this multiple times. I had a car that was all purple. I got it before I started with the Lakers. You can look it up. I did a video. I put the ring on the front of it, and it started. So that was it right there, my purple car. I got it because of Thanos. He's my favorite character.
Why is he your favorite character?
What he stood for in the movie, how he didn't allow his emotions to stop him from fulfilling his destiny. And a lot of times us in life, we allow our emotions and other things to stop us from really making it and being what we need to in life. And there was a scene in the movie, but it was really a really crazy scene to where he had to sacrifice his daughter. Now, obviously, they took it too far in the movie, but it was to show, like, sometimes we have to be willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to make sure that we do what our life's mission is, our life's purpose.
Scene, bro.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Of course I know, on the cliff. And
and that's what made me, like, man, Thanos.
Were you in a villain season of your life? Like, were you in a...
I didn't even see him as a villain.
You didn't think he was a villain?
So I actually met Josh Brolin, the character.
Phenomenal actor.
I met him on the plane going to see the premiere of Avengers. I was like, man, I got to meet Thor and Thanos, my two favorite characters. He's on the plane, so I write him a letter and give it to him while I'm on the plane. I'm like, man, thank you for what you did in this movie because it inspired me to become a better man and a better person. Thanos.
Wow.
Because the first time he had an opportunity to do his mission in life, he allowed his emotions, he allowed everybody else to stop him. The second time, he completed his mission, and he didn't allow nobody to get in the way. And what I realize is that all of us have to get to that place where we can't allow how other people feel, their thoughts, their emotions, or anything to deter us off our purpose. And there's times in the games and life where I've done that.
Dude, I just went on the ChatGPT and I typed in, was Thanos a villain in Avengers? Okay, you ready for this?
Go ahead.
It's like you can type that up and say, yes, Thanos was the main villain in Avengers, in Avengers Infinity War 2018 and the Endgame, which Endgame and the way the movie ends is just ridiculous. Who is Thanos? A Titanian warlord from Marvel comic universe, believes in restoring balance to the universe by wiping out half of life.
So is he a villain?
To prevent overpopulation and resource collapse. That's a villain, dog.
That's a villain to how we would say it's a villain, but obviously that person is needed to restore balance. Everything in life is all about balance. If you have too much of one thing, it could cause problems. So everything in life has balance. The way they had to put it in the movie was to show that people had to leave. But, let's just say, like, earlier we talked about vices. Or, every NBA player has vices. I think a lot of the NBA players who've been at the top, what they've been able to do was, let's say if somebody's vice is KD. He likes to smoke, right?
Yeah.
So
he's very open about it.
Let's say his vice is smoking, but he's probably learned how to balance it out to where he's not overdoing it to himself. He's not abusing it. He's using it for what it's for. Let's say he's using it for medical reasons, medicinal reasons. He's learned how to balance it out. I think everything in life is about balance. The earth itself is alive. It's a living, breathing organism. So sometimes it has to balance itself out. And, which means that death is a part of life. Some of us, we all have our time on this earth. So
that's a trip that you're saying Thanos, man, but respect.
I love Thanos.
If I'm listening to everything you're saying, and it's like you have Stoicism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, all in this dude from Atlanta's body.
Oh, yeah.
So have you read any Marcus Aurelius Stoicism meditations?
I
PVD
have.
made me read that book before I joined VTs. Have you read any Stoicism? Are you familiar with this?
I haven't read any, but I have done some research in a lot of different spiritual beliefs. From traveling, I've learned so much from going to Asia, seeing the different Buddhist temples and stuff like that. Heard a lot about Taoism from being in Asia. Actually, my shoes that I had with Adidas, they came up with the shoe because of my spiritual beliefs, but also how I viewed, let's say, balance. So my shoes, they would call them yin and yang, the two sides of Dwight. You had this one side that's always, happy, smiling, then you got the mean side on the court that would elbow you in the face, throw you on the ground, call you all types of names, and then pick you up after the game and go eat. So it's like I had to balance out both sides, and my faith has been a big part of my career.
What would you say that your faith is? Are you saying you're Christian? Or are you saying that you're a multi?
I am Christian, but we call it Ka-Rastian.
Ka-Rastian. What's that? Explain that.
Ka means spirit, and Ra-Stian, Ka-Rastian. You see if it shows up. K-A.
K-A, and then R-A-S-T-I-A-N. Separate, 2 words. Ka-Rastian.
Ka-Rastian. Sounds almost Armenian, PVD.
See if it comes up.
Yeah, there it is.
Close to Rastafari.
Centers on the belief in single God called Jah.
I study some of this. We are non-denominational. So there are, I want to say it's over 4,800 religions, or 4,200 religions or something like that. You can fact check that just to make sure, boss.
Rob, he's talking to you.
Yeah, I think it's 4,200 religions or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
So you are Christian, or you consider yourself Ka-Rastian?
I am Christian, but that is a deeper part of it.
Interesting.
Because Christians have
it's
more
4,200
religions,
Yeah.
and then it's 3,500 or some different Christian denominations, if I'm not mistaken, in the world. So there's a lot going on as far as people's religions and their beliefs. Yeah, see? Different Christian denominations, 4,500.
Wow. 45,000.
Yeah, 45,000, sorry.
Your tattoos. What do you have right there? You have some religious meanings right there.
All my tattoos they have some type of meaning. A lot of people were like, why did you get tattoos at a later age? I got my tattoos around 32 or 33, real late.
Yeah.
Because I never wanted to put anything on my body, but then I started reading and traveling and started learning different things. I started with this right here, the hand of Fatima with the evil eye, or the eye of Ra. But this is actually my eye. And this is, when the sign is up like this, it's like pushing away any negativity, any evil. When it's down like this, the hands, it's like you're calling in positivity and stuff like that. Then I love Egyptology. The sun, Amun Ra. I don't know if you heard of Amun Ra.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just Anubis. You heard of Anubis? Mm-hmm. Anubis is the god that kind of takes you into the underworld. So when we transition, Anubis was said to be the person who would take us to the afterlife.
A lot of this is in old Pharaoh Ramses Egyptian days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Mm-hmm. Some stuff is in the Bible, but they kind of put it in a way where you have to really go deeper. So a lot of times people just read the Bible and just read it, just say I read it, instead of really diving deeper into what it's talking about, the words and stuff like that.
That's cool. A deeper place for you. What's next for you now? Now that you're at a different phase of your life, what's Dwight gonna do? And, you got money, you have notoriety, people know your name. You're about to be Hall of Fame inductee in August. This year. Mm-hmm. You're going through all this. What's next for Dwight Howard?
Man, it's been so much. My life has been so like a whirlwind. There's been times where I'm like, man, I just want to travel and just get away from everything. But then now I have, my kids, and before they turn 18 and get into the real world, what I just want to do now is really just put my energy and my effort into more so guiding them and kind of teaching them for the world that's ahead. I came into the NBA very green. At 18, I just nothing. I didn't know anything about finances. I didn't know anything about love, trust, money. None of these things were in the forefront of my head. Only thing I knew was go put the ball in the basket, make everybody smile, have a good time. But doing that for 20 years is like, hold up, I love other things too. I have a farm. I like animals. I want to do this, that, and the third. But now that basketball is coming to a close, it's like, man, I still have a long life ahead of me. Who is this person outside of the game that I played since I was 3? I want to find all of that person. So I've done things in my basketball career during my off time to kind of figure out who I am. I did a show called Special Forces with the military. I also did this thing where I had to sit in the dark for 3 days, sit in a cave. I did. This is one of the craziest things.
Style.
Yeah, I sat in the dark for 3 days, no light, in a cave. Kind of like a spiritual awakening, but it was pretty intense.
What made you want to join the Big Three? I feel like you're the most decorated, best player to ever join the Big Three. A lot of these guys are kind of like decent players, but not perennial all-stars, MVP candidates, Defensive Player of the Year. What made you want to join the Big Three?
I think that 5-on-5, I kind of graduated from the 5-on-5 basketball school and want to take on a new challenge. And I'm still in shape. I love playing the game of basketball. I want to compete. I have a good time, and a lot of fans who may get a chance to see me in my younger years, get a chance to see me play a little bit now before I'm actually done. But also,
done? Like if somebody offers a contract in the NBA, would you go back? You're done.
There's no need to.
Okay, so you're done.
Yeah.
Got it.
I feel like it'll be too much of a waste of time because I don't think people really understand how we used to grind with this NBA as far as practice. Like, I'm doing 3 a days. Even, like there's times now where I do 3 a days and I'm only playing once a week, half court. So
I just saw this. Was Drexler really? Is he really the commissioner of the Big Three?
Yes, I just talked to him after the incident that you guys saw. He called me. He wasn't upset at all. We actually had a great conversation, and I really appreciate him because I grew up watching, a little bit of his latter years when he was playing with Portland. I used to play with him on a video game. My dad used to talk about Clyde the Glide because my dad got a bald head too. So anybody with a bald head, my dad is like Magic, Jordan, Clyde, guy named Deion Glover. Anybody with a bald head,
Glover, of course,
he trains me. He's the guy who trained me in high school. I would wake up at 4 o'clock every morning, go to the track, then go to the school. Deion would train me every morning, coming from the strip club to my school. I went to a Christian school, so they would be leaving the strip club smelling like booty and Hennessy, coming up into this Christian school, working me out every morning.
Wow. A Christian strip club.
No. Not a Christian strip club. That is wild.
They start off with a prayer.
They start off on their knees praying, and then they end up on their knees.
But though he would go to the Magic City, which was one of the most popular strip clubs in Atlanta, and him and Big Ant would leave the strip club because I would get up at 4 o'clock every morning religiously and train, go to the track. This before I got to the NBA. So in high school, I was doing this every day, getting up at 4 in the morning, go to the track, I would run, then I would go to the school and lift and work out with Deion Glover every day until I got drafted. That was my whole, I wanted to make sure I was prepared for the NBA. What's up, y'all? This your boy Dwight Howard, aka the Hall of Fame Superman in the building. If y'all want to connect with me, ask me any question, just go to Connect, and I got all the answers for y'all. Yeah, I can tell you how many women, Wilt Chamberlain, no, that was just fake. But guess what? I got all the expertise, basketball, chess. If you want to learn how to do Snapchat, if you want to learn to get that jump shot silky smooth like me, if you want the fresh fade with the nice hair, come check your boy out. We got expertise in a lot of areas. Remember, Connect and Connect. I'll see y'all there. Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.